A feminist is anyone who recognizes the equality and full humanity of women and men.
Men should think twice before making widowhood women's only path to power.
Without leaps of imagination or dreaming, we lose the excitement of possibilities. Dreaming, after all, is a form of planning. Women may be the one group that grows more radical with age. Once we give up searching for approval, we often find it easier to earn respect. We've begun to raise daughters more like sons. But few have the courage to raise our sons more like our daughters. Feminism has never been about getting a job for one woman. It's about making life more fair for women everywhere. It's not about a piece of the existing pie, there are too many of us for that. It's about baking a new pie. So whatever you want to do, just do it. Making a damn fool of yourself is absolutely essential. Any woman who chooses to behave like a full human being should be warned that the armies of the status quo will treat her as something of a dirty joke. She will need her sisterhood. We are becoming the men we wanted to marry. Writing is the only thing that when I do it, I don't feel I should be doing something else. You're always the person you were when you were born, she says impatiently. You just keep finding new ways to express it. A liberated woman is one who has sex before marriage and a job after. I have yet to hear a man ask for advice on how to combine marriage and a career. Empathy is the most radical of human emotions. A woman reading Playboy feels a little like a Jew reading a Nazi manual. We are the women our parents warned us against, and we are proud. You should write about take no shit women like me. Girls need to know they can break the rules, page 79. The first problem for all of us, men and women, is not to learn but to unlearn. Far too many people are looking for the right person, instead of trying to be the right person. Laughter is a rescue. Page 204-inch. Women have two choices, either she's a feminist or a masochist. Sometimes I think the only real division into two is between people who divide everything into two and those who don't. As Robin Morgan wrote so wisely, hate generalizes, love specifies. That's what makes going on the road so important. It definitely specifies. If the shoe doesn't fit, must we change the foot? One day an army of gray-haired women may quietly take over the earth. A pedestal is as much a prison as any small, confined space. When humans are ranked instead of linked, everyone loses. Women are always saying, we can do anything that men can do. But men should be saying, we can do anything that women can do.
No wonder male religious leaders so often say that humans were born in sin, because we were born to female creatures.
Only by obeying the rules of the patriarchy can we be reborn through men.
No wonder priests and ministers in skirts sprinkle imitation birth fluid over our heads, give us new names, and promise rebirth into everlasting life.
I do not like to write, I like to have written. Rich people plan for 3 generations. Poor people plan for Saturday night. Decisions are best made by the people affected by them.
If you find yourself drawn to an event against all logic, go.
The universe is telling you something.
America is an enormous frosted cupcake in the middle of millions of starving people. Also, one of the simplest paths to deep change is for the less powerful to speak as much as they listen, and for the more powerful to listen as much as they speak. Long before all these divisions were opened between home and the road, between a woman's place and a man's world, humans followed the crops, the seasons, traveling with their families, our companions, animals, our tents. We built campfires and moved from place to place.
This way of traveling is still in our cellular memory.
Living things have evolved as travelers, even migrating birds know that nature doesn't demand a choice between nesting and flight.
Women's total instinct for gambling is satisfied by marriage. This is no simple reform. It really is a revolution.
Sex and race, because they are easy invisible differences, have been the primary ways of organizing human beings into superior and inferior groups and into the cheap labor on which this system still depends. We are talking about a society in which there will be no roles other than those chosen or those earned.
We are really talking about humanism.
Dying seems less sad than having lived too little.
We need to remember across generations that there is as much to learn as there is to teach.
Having someone who looks like us, but thinks like them is worse than having no one at all.
Self-esteem isn't everything, it's just that there's nothing without it.
The art of life is not controlling what happens to us, but using what happens to us.
Law and justice are not always the same.
When they aren't, destroying the law may be the first step toward changing it. Remember, for what of a nail, the horseshoe was lost, for what of a horseshoe, the horse was lost, for what of a horse, the battle was lost, for what of a battle, the war was lost.
This parable should be the mantra of everyone who thinks her or his vote doesn't count. If you want people to listen to you, you have to listen to them. If you hope people will change how they live, you have to know how they live. If you want people to see you, you have to sit down with them eye to eye.
Each other's lives are our best textbooks.